guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you are all doing super well. I am now in my third trimester. I am 28 weeks and 2 days pregnant, which is just bonkers how fast this pregnancy is going, and there's only a few weeks left. We have got 13 weeks maximum until we meet our second baby, and my mind is just boggled by that fact. It's just absolutely crazy to me, and it's really starting to hit that by Christmas we are going to have another little baby with us, and it makes me so excited. But we have got lots to get through, so let's jump right into everything that has happened since 24 weeks. So I am now starting to pack my hospital bags, which is really freaky. I feel like I'm doing it quite early. I know that some people leave it until they're like 36 weeks, but there is a very small chance that I could go into preterm labour, or if my waters break I'd have to spend an extended time in hospital. There's all these factors to consider, so I've decided to start packing a little bit earlier. We've got baby stuff pretty much sorted. That's all in a little suitcase, and then my bag I'll just slowly be packing as and when I get all the stuff I need, like pajamas and stuff. I won't be packing that until like the 37-ish weeks, and just little things like that, like I need some new pads for a TENS machine and things like that. So just little things I need to get, but I don't think it will take long for me to be fully packed, which is kind of weird to think about. I have been getting a lot of round ligament pain. That's what I'm putting it down to, but sometimes like my entire belly just like hurts and aches, and I do think it is just round ligament pain and the fact that my uterus is getting bigger and so's baby, so my belly is gonna hurt. But sometimes I have been getting Braxton Hicks as well. It's averaging about 1 a day now, which is, I think, pretty standard for where I'm at in pregnancy. Like, my body is preparing to give birth again, and you know, they're not, it does take me by surprise when it happens, because my entire belly just goes rock hard and I don't expect it, because it just happens at random times throughout the day. Like, it's not a set time that it happens every day, so it does take me a bit by surprise. But yeah, round ligament pain and Braxton Hicks are definitely increasing, which is something that I'm just going to have to get used to over the next few months before baby arrives. So I have now been discharged from the consultant. I am now under midwife-led care until I get my cervical stitch removed. So I've got one more hospital appointment, and that's at 36 weeks. And that is to make the appointment to get my stitch removed at 37 weeks. So that's kind of scary, because it's only like 2 months away until that appointment, and then I get my stitch out, and then after that it is literally just waiting for baby to arrive whenever he's ready to come. So yeah, it was a very nice feeling, and the consultant was super happy with how my stitch has been placed. He's happy that the stitch is doing its job. My cervix has actually gained length since having it put in, so that is a really good result. And he did say there is a chance that if it is difficult to remove, then I will have to go into theatre to get it removed. But yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Usually they just give you gas and air and put a speculum in and then just snip it out. But sometimes it can be a bit more complicated. And with the way that my stitch was placed, because I had it placed much earlier than I did in my first pregnancy, they've had to be a bit more thorough with how it's been placed. And yeah, we'll just cross that bridge when we come to it. The hope is that I just need some gas and air while I remove it, but yeah, I don't have to see a consultant or go back to the hospital for another like 2 months, which is really nice, because going to the hospital every couple of weeks was a real pain in the bum. So I'm really, really happy that I don't have to keep going anymore, which is super, super nice. So I am now experiencing the mask of pregnancy, which is where your skin pigmentation changes. And it's definitely the most prominent around here. They basically look like little sunspots. I'll see if I can do a close-up. Take my glasses off, but you can see all of these little like brown spots like around here, and that is quite common. And I have got a couple of little splotches on my belly as well and on my chest, but they're only like little tiny dots, and that will disappear once baby arrives. So I think it's called melasma. Is it melasma? I think. I've completely forgotten the word. If it's wrong, I'll put the correct term at the bottom, but it is more commonly known as the mask of pregnancy. But I do kind of like it. To me, they just look like sunspots, so I'm making the most of it and feeling very glowy. I'm at that stage where I do feel like I have a bit of a pregnancy glow on me, so I'm definitely making the most of it. So I have actually gotten a lot more stretch marks this time around. With my first pregnancy, I didn't actually get my first stretch mark until I was about 36, 37 weeks. Whereas this time I have been getting them much sooner, and I've gotten a lot more. At first it was a bit like, oh, I didn't really want to get any stretch marks, but I haven't been putting like any lotion on or anything. I've just been letting my body do its thing, and then the more time that's gone on, I'm like, they're stretch marks. It's not the end of the world. Everybody has them. I am just taking in every little detail of this pregnancy and trying to see it in a positive light. It's not the end of the world that I have stretch marks. I just think it's the baby's way of saying, this is my mark. This is like baby was here graffiti on my stomach. And pregnancy is a beautiful thing, and I think stretch marks should be a testament to that. So I'm definitely trying to see the positives in getting a few more stretch marks. Another thing is I am so clumsy. Like, I pick up everything and without fail I drop it. Like, I've dropped so many things on the floor from just picking it up, and my hands, it's just like my hands are made of butter, and I just drop everything. I well and truly have butter fingers, and it gets really annoying sometimes where like I pick 2-3 things up in a row and I drop all of them. It's just so irritating, and I'm like being careful. I'm having to be much more careful about where I'm walking and how I get up and everything like that. I'm at that phase where I have to think about every single movement I have to make, otherwise I probably will fall over. I'm trying to learn to take things much slower, because I know that it's just my body getting so top heavy and very front heavy as well. So just learning to be a lot more careful. So the last thing I want to talk about is that I have been quite hormonal these past 4 weeks, and I think it's just normal emotions as well. You know, our first child has just turned 3 years old, and he's 1 year closer to not being a toddler anymore and to being a full-blown child. And I remember the day he was born like it was yesterday, and I feel sad that he's not gonna be an only child anymore. I'm so excited for him to have a brother, but there's that little part of me that's like, oh, it's not just gonna be me and him anymore. It's not just going to be a family of 3, we're going to be a family of 4. I miss those newborn days with him, because these past few weeks have been very difficult with him, you know, having big meltdowns and big emotions and hitting and kicking, and, you know, I'm having to remove myself from certain situations and not be there, because I have to keep myself and the baby safe. If he is kicking and hitting, I do have to remove myself from that situation. And I know he's not doing it with malice or with cruel intent. He's just having such big emotions, and all I want to do is just go and sit down and give him the biggest hug, but he's never been that much of a hugger. And you know, it's rare that he likes physical affection, which is fine because not everyone likes it, but we're trying to work through it together, and I know that eventually it will pass. And that is just a thing that I'm trying to tell myself, a little mantra, like, this is a phase, it will pass, but I have to keep my emotions in check as well, which is hard as a hormonal pregnant woman. But trying to keep my emotion in check as well, and not to lose my crap, and not shout and not scream, because I remember being shouted and screamed at as a kid if I acted up, and I just kind of learned that my emotions weren't valid, and I want Teddy to feel like his emotions are valid. And it's a hard process to do because every parent is different, everyone parents in different ways, and me and Tom are just trying to navigate the way we parent in the minute, and that's super, super hard when we're trying to prep for another baby, and you know, we've got work stresses going on and things like that. I'm planning my maternity leave, and you know, who's going to watch Teddy when I do go into labour and have his little brother. We've got that all sorted now, but it was just so much stress and I don't need stress right now. So I'm hoping that this is kind of like the reverse calm before the storm. I'm hoping we're going to have this little stormy period, and then before baby arrives, it'll be okay. And I think it's because he knows he's not going to be the only one, and my attention and Tom's attention is going to be divided for at least the first few weeks while we navigate life with a toddler and a newborn. So yeah, that's how I'm feeling emotionally. The reality of 2 kids is starting to hit, and it does scare me, but I am so excited for it at the same time. Let's do a bump shot for 28 weeks. So we are definitely popping out a lot more. I feel like I'm a bit smaller, if anything. I don't remember being any bigger at 28 weeks, to be honest with Teddy. But I might watch my first bump progression video back and see how big I was at 28 weeks. I think I popped properly about 31, 32 weeks. So that was my 24 to 28 week pregnancy update. And yeah, all the emotions are starting to hit now. And the next update I do, I'll be 32 weeks pregnant, which means we'll be in single figures to meeting our second son, which is just crazy. And on Sunday, so today's Wednesday, and on Sunday we are having a 4D scan done, and we get a video if he behaves. So I cannot wait to show that to you guys. But until then, I hope you guys have really enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more on my pregnancy journey, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.